So with that, I'd like to pass things over to Dr. Alexandra Schueller. She is a postdoctoral researcher at the University of Delaware Center for Applied Coastal Research and a guest investigator at Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. Her work focuses on coastal resilience and flood emergency management, drawing on over a decade of experience as a civil engineer in Germany, including coordinating response to the 2021 R Valley disaster. She is co-leading the MARACOOS project in Delaware and is an active member of the American Society of Civil Engineers Coastal Engineering Research Council.
Thank you, Tina, and welcome. So let me quickly share my screen. Okay. Good. So, hello everyone. My name is Alexandra Schueller, and I'm leading the project together with Dr. Jack Poleo from University of Delaware, and the project is supported by MARACOOS. Our project focuses on regional water level and water observations to support coastal resilience in Delaware, and it runs for 5 years, from August 2024 to July 2029. And we focus on 3 main areas in Delaware: Delaware Inlet Bays, then the Atlantic-facing section of the Delaware coast, and Delaware Bay. And the idea behind our project is simple. We want to collect continuous high-quality data on waves and water levels and share it with both researchers and communities. And in the end, this information will help coastal managers and the public prepare better for flooding, storms, and long-term change. Today, I will give you a short overview of our goals, methods, and our outreach activities. So we have 2 main goals. The first goal is to deploy and maintain a network of sensors that deliver real-time observations of water levels and wave conditions. And the second goal is to connect with coastal communities and stakeholders so the data are not just collected, but also used in practice. And this is very important to us. So we will use 2 types of sensors. The first are spotter wave buoys from Sofar Ocean. And this is the yellow buoy that you can see here in the picture that I'm holding. So these are small smart buoys that provide hourly updates of wave height, wave period, and wave direction. And the second are water level sensors. So they measure water levels every 15 minutes. And together, these 2 systems give us a complete picture of coastal dynamics. So we will deploy 7 spotter buoys at different locations along the coast, as you can see here on the map. So those are the proposed deployment sites. And by using offshore buoys together with the water level sensors near the coast, we can see how waves offshore turn into local flooding risks. So this network is built to be strong and reliable, but also flexible enough for long-term use. To keep our spotter buoys in position, we developed a strong mooring system that you can see here in the left and the right picture. It includes a bottom anchor, as you can see here in the left picture, then a lead line and a surface marker buoy with a light that ships can see it, and the main line to our spotter buoy. We even created a short YouTube video to explain how the deployment works. And here I would like to show you a short clip from our YouTube video that demonstrates the deployment of one of our spotter buoys. So here you can see how the deployment works. You can see it's not a very complex thing. But yeah, to get the mooring and to bring it on site, that is the challenge. You need a big boat and everything. If you would like to see the full video, you can simply scan the QR code on the right side. So outreach is a very important part of our project. So we presented our work at the Delaware Coastal Summit in Georgetown in May, for instance, and together with Tina at the MARACOOS conference in Baltimore earlier this year. And at these events, we asked the question, where do we need to watch the flood? So in a very simple way that everyone can understand it. And so we provided maps and stickers so that citizens and stakeholders give us feedback on potential sensor locations, as you can see here on the right picture with the map, for instance. So we didn't just want our spotter buoys to look like equipment floating in the bay. We also want to give it a story. So we gave them googly eyes and little personalities and turned them into our little field agents. And this makes it easier for people to connect with them, even if they normally wouldn't follow ocean science on social media, for instance, or on LinkedIn. So on social media, this idea worked really well, and we've seen more likes, shares, and comments. And in short, the field agents help us share science in a way that's fun, easy to understand, and memorable. So once we had our field agents, we started our social media campaign together with MARACOOS and especially with Emily from MARACOOS. And we showed them exploring the lab, highlighted their different personalities, and even run a naming campaign on Instagram. We also created a campaign around the mooring system, showing how the buoys will be kept in place. And here you can see one example of our posts. Yeah, so the idea behind that social media campaign is to make people curious about what the buoys will measure and why it matters. And it really works. So even before deployment, we've seen more engagement and shares and attention for our project. So the field agents are not just characters, they're helping us to tell the story of coastal science in a way that sticks. So our timeline for our project is as follows. In year one, that is now, we are purchasing and testing the equipment, identifying deployment sites, and applying for permits from agencies such as the US Coast Guard or Delaware DNREC. In year two, that starts soon, in fall 2025, we will deploy all equipment, and we will also start with outreach to local communities through Delaware Sequent to talk about the sensor installation process and site selection for our water level sensors. In year three, we will focus on quarterly checkups and reporting, and this way the network stays reliable and trusted. So to close, let me highlight again, this project will deliver new reliable observations of waves and water levels, and at the same time connect science with communities. And we believe this combination is essential for coastal resilience in Delaware and beyond. So thank you very much for your attention. And if you have questions, please reach out to either Jack, you can see him here in the picture, or me, and our emails are here. So at the end, I would like to thank our partners, Tina, Jana, and Emily from MARACOOS for their great support, and as well as IUS and Sofar Ocean for helping us share and promote our project. So once again, thank you very much for your attention, and we look forward to working together on building coastal resilience with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Those were wonderful presentations. Thank you both. Um, we'll have a few minutes to ask some questions. If anyone from the audience has questions, feel free just to drop them in the chat, and I can read those out loud for everyone. Okay, and Tina, would you mind talking a little bit more about how regional work connects to the national picture with NOAA and IUS?
Yes, so since NOAA can't cover everywhere, we're working to help fill those gaps and make sure that the data connects back to the national system. So a big part of this that we're working on right now is kind of standardizing metadata and protocols. So whether it's us, contractors, or a community group that's trying to deploy sensors, the data can all be used together. So every IUS region is doing something a little different, but really our goal is to make sure this is a truly national resource that's reliable and accessible for everybody.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Alexandra, what names were picked for the field agents?
Oh, that is a good question. I think Emily is the specialist for this. So I showed one. So one is Agent Sparrow. Then I think we had the buoy. What was it next door? Emily, what were the cool names?
Oh my goodness, you've put me on the spot that I have to find our names because let's see, buoy 1 is the buoy next door. Then we had Jacques, Agent Sparrow, Eeyore, Noah H, so the NOAA-H, Mario, and Buoy Am I Introverted. So we have 7 of them total. You can find them all on our Instagram, and see the names there as well, and read about their personalities. Our Instagram is MARACOOS_IOOS. I'll put the links in the chat at the end too.
Wonderful. Well,
Good
thank you.
question.
And then Tina, one more question for you. What other kinds of feedback are you hoping to get from participants in general and during this webinar?
Yeah, so one, besides the oceans map that Sherry will go over in a bit, one of our main one is that we're planning on putting out water level sensors. So just kind of knowing where flooding is taking place, kind of getting an idea because I don't live in Delaware, so I don't see what's happening all the time. And although we have people like Alexandra actively finding those locations, it's kind of nice to get that input from community members. So that's one of those things, as well as getting an idea of where even cameras would be beneficial. Because I know through the BIL funding coming up, we have a bunch of cameras that we are looking to deploy. So knowing where cameras as well as water level sensors would be beneficial for the community.
Wonderful. Well, thank you all very much. And unless there's any other questions, we're